had their best year ever in football. Neal Farmer, Executive Director of the Touchdown Club of Houston, joins us on Sic'Em 365 Radio. Neal, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. You guys have some amazing guests, and there's no question, coaches, etc. Give us an idea, first of all, for those that don't know, and I know there's various awards you do, but what is the mission statement of the Touchdown Club of Houston?
Okay, yeah. First, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Second, the mission statement is to promote football on the high school, college, and pro levels in Greater Houston. So one of the things we do is we have a weight room project. We put weights into inner city schools. We try to do 5 weight rooms a year. And I believe we've done 48 since 2001. And one story from that, we not only do them for the football teams, but we let all athletes use them, or we put no parameters on it. We just give them to the school. And one year we gave them to Westbury over in the Bel Air area. And their girls track team had a 4x100 squad that was pretty good, but they credited the use of the weight to become state champs. So not only do I think that we're helping boys and girls, but we're helping kids level the playing field. And there's some kids, they may not be academically able to go to college, but we're helping them get bigger, stronger, better so they can go to college through athletics. So that's one of the things that we do.
So you've got Coach Aranda speaking tonight. What are you looking forward to most? Have you heard him speak before? Have you got a reading list prepared? Because he's probably going to throw out like Oprah's book club for you guys.
Yeah, he spoke last year. He was very good, very thorough, very intense. I enjoyed listening to him when he laid out things. There were no holds barred. He said what he thought, and I guess a thing that we have that nobody else has in the state, I think, is that we get the media there, and so it's going to be Baylor Day in the Houston sports media for the next 24 hours. And I think that's another thing that people like to do, to come to Houston and talk to our group.
Have you sensed any more anticipation level hearing him speak this time around, given the season that Baylor's coming off of and the fact that it seems like Aranda, personality-wise, has opened up a bit these last few months?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've got I started the Baylor event, a little background on it. I grew up in Abilene, and my 7th grade Texas history teacher and football coach was Art Brau's dad, Tim. So I've known Art since then. So I talked to him when he became the coach of Baylor, and that's how we got the event started. And it's kind of slow at first, but we've built it up into something really special. So I still keep in touch since that first time with about 10, 15 people who come to our events every year, and they talk to me. I guess it's being from Abilene, you learn the gift of gab because, there's nothing else to do up there. But it's I do anticipate a lot of enthusiasm and electricity in the room tonight when he speaks.
Neal, there's no question, Craig brought this up, that how Dave Aranda himself has grown, not only as a football coach, but also much more comfortable as being a head coach, and doesn't like the limelight, but has gotten to be really, really good in front of a microphone, especially if you can pay attention enough to understand sometimes what he's saying. And I mean that because he's very much, you hear about this deep thinker. He's got these things that analogies that he goes to. Did you notice that the first time you heard him last year?
I'd have to say yes. He was, what's a good word? He was stunted, I guess, as opposed to say, Jimbo Fisher, who comes in, takes a breath, and then doesn't stop for 20 minutes. Aranda is probably just the opposite. Very measured, very clear, very thoughtful, and he looks straight at the person he's talking to. And I thoroughly enjoyed talking to him. And then he came in December to our high school awards dinner where we give out high school player of the year on offense and defense. And he promised me he'll be back again this year. And it's just, it's really, what do you call it? The it factor? No, I think he's got that it factor, like Rule had, like Art had. I think Baylor hit another home run on this hire.
Neal Farmer, Touchdown Club of Houston, with us, Sic'Em 365 Radio and 365 Sports.
What is the reaction for the people who see him for the first time? Because he doesn't give rah-rah speeches. And that's what a lot of coaches, and you go to a lot of these dinners and people give a rah-rah speech and you walk out feeling pretty good. But I've never felt that way about Dave Aranda.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because he's following Sarkisian from UT and Pittman from Arkansas. And they both are, I won't say rah-rah, but everybody left the room ready to go hit somebody, and on a football field, of course. But I think you're right. I think he's more cerebral. I think he's more, looking at the crowd. He's not going to make something up. He's going to be straightforward. But I think he's more intense, but in a softer way, where you don't have to strain to listen to what he's saying or wade through what he says. He's going to tell you what he thinks, and he's not the most dynamic, but I thoroughly enjoyed listening to him last year.
I think the fact that they're winning, what Baylor did in year 2 under Dave Aranda, also makes people want to listen to him even more. If he was struggling again the next year like he did the first year, then I think people realize that this guy's got something special, along with the others you've had there as well. Let me ask you this about Houston. You know about the Big 12. They join, in fact, as early as next summer with what they're trying to do to get back into a Power 5 conference, which I think Houston's earned that opportunity. What's the excitement level there, if you don't mind, about what Houston's going to be doing?
Oh, yeah. The University of Houston has built up their facilities. I think their football stadium is still smallish, but Fertitta Center is A+. The basketball team, or men's basketball team, is doing great. Football, they just had one bad quarter, basically, against Texas Tech last year, or they would have been undefeated going into the conference championship matchup. And I see something similar this year because they've got a bunch of transfers in, and I feel like the coaching that goes on over there is excellent. What else? I think they've brought in a bunch of skill people, and I think they're gonna average more than 20 points a game. I think they'll be exciting.
All right. So Neal, is it 7:00 tonight? Is that correct? Is it the Omni, or where's it at? The Westin or the Omni? Where's it at?
Yeah, 7 p.m. at the Omni Galleria. The address is 4 Riverway. And just look for the Black Swans. They've got Black Swans over there that I've never seen before.
If there's a Baylor fan or someone who wants to hear from Dave Aranda, can they still get a ticket at the door?
Yes, we've had a sudden rush, but I've got about 10, maybe 15 seats left.
Okay.
So, yes, come on out. It's $50 a pop, which I think is a good deal. But we keep things about $50 because we have a lot of high school events, and we want the high school parents to be able to attend. So, yeah, we've got room.
All right, Neal, thanks for your time. Good luck. Enjoy tonight. That's Neal Farmer, the Touchdown Club of Houston. Dave Aranda will speak there. And as he said many others, including other coaches in the Big 12 and around the state of Texas in college football and the SEC as well. Neal Farmer, Touchdown Club, they do a great job. At the end of the year, you have whatever newspaper or whatever else, but they have an incredible high school football awards type banquet, or the player of the year in the city of Houston. Imagine with all the talent they have in the city of Houston, when you're named, like, for example, the Houston Touchdown Club Player of the Year. That's incredible. They do a great job. And that's the case, I guess, in most every region, but the city of Houston alone is fantastic. When we come back, he's the